Yo, what is going on, you guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about 3 mystery characters that could potentially show up in Marvel's Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 5. But if you are new around here and enjoy all types of Spider-Man content, from theories and news about the games and the movies and the shows, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, and also make sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you do not miss another video as soon as it gets put up on the channel, and you can stay in the loop with all types of Spider-Man content. With that being said, let's get straight into the mystery characters. So the first one that I'm going to say could be a mystery character that could show up in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is Calypso. Now, as we know, Calypso is actually Kraven the Hunter's wife, and since Kraven the Hunter is making his debut game appearance in this universe, it is safe to say that Calypso could be another character that could show up in the game. Although there has been no indication that Calypso will make an appearance so far in Marvel Spider-Man 2, it's not out the realm of possibility that we could explore some of Kraven's family and backstory, which could end up adding way more layers to Kraven's character and make him a very good villain for the second game. And with the ties to Kraven the Hunter, it's not out the realm of possibility that if Calypso was to show up in the game, she could show up as a secret villain as well. As we know in the comics, she's also a supervillain to Spider-Man who possesses the power of voodoo magic and potions. However, at the moment, like I did say, there is no indication that Calypso will show up in the game, but if she does, it would be really, really cool. A second mystery character that could show up, and I think this is one that's very up for debate in the community, is in fact Eddie Brock. Now, we know there's a whole debate about who will get the symbiote in the game. Will it be Harry Osborn or will it be Eddie Brock? Because by the trailer, we can't actually tell who is in possession of the Venom symbiote. Although we know it's very likely that Peter Parker will most likely get the symbiote, we don't know who will inherit it afterwards to become Venom. Now, the way that the story is set up, it suggests to me that it most likely will be Harry Osborn, as there is that tie with Peter Parker and Mary Jane, and an emotional story set up right in front of our eyes. And personally, I'd be quite disappointed if they didn't go with Harry Osborn himself, as like I did say, there is already an emotional arc set up right there for us. However, one character that has been counted out is Eddie Brock, and he could definitely be a candidate to become Venom in this game. And if they go about it in any way like they did the first game, where they didn't reveal Doc Ock until the game actually released, then it's possible that Eddie Brock could actually be Venom. But what would his role in the game be? That is very up for debate. Obviously, he's had many professions in the comics. He's worked for the Daily Bugle, he's been a journalist, and he's actually in some cases also been a scientist. But where would he stem from if he was to be introduced in this game? Well, according to the collectibles in Marvel's Spider-Man 1, Eddie Brock actually used to work at the Daily Bugle. So this means in some capacity, he probably already knows who Peter Parker is, in which if there's already an established relationship, makes it easier to flesh that out in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which means they wouldn't have to build it up from the ground up, meaning having Eddie Brock as Venom would be a lot easier than a lot of people would think. However, I already think it's set up perfectly for Harry to become Venom since he's ill and dying, which would create a tragic story for the character in Marvel Spider-Man 2. The third mystery character which I think could show up in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is in fact Gwen Stacy. Now, I think Gwen Stacy is a very mysterious character and entity when it comes to the Insomniac Spider-Man games. And the only reason why I say that is because Insomniac has come out and said themselves who said Gwen Stacy is dead in our universe. And that was in reply to someone on Twitter way back when the first game was coming out, asking where Gwen Stacy was since she was nowhere to be seen in Spider-Man PS4. And as we know, Gwen infamously dies in the Night Gwen Stacy Died storyline, which sees Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin, kill her by throwing her off the bridge and snapping her neck. And obviously in the Spider-Man PS4 universe, Spider-Man has never encountered the Green Goblin, as Norman has never become the Goblin, and it looks like they're setting up Norman to become the Goblin in a future game. So obviously the appearance of Gwen Stacy is a mystery, and I think she could be a mystery character that ends up showing up in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. As I've said multiple times in the past, this game is very under wraps and very secretive. Yes, there's been a few leaks here and there, however, most of the details about the story and the plot is very much under wraps. We barely know anything. But if she were to show up in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, what kind of role could she fulfill? Well, the most obvious one is that she could maybe potentially be another love interest for Peter Parker, as that's what she is in the comic books. And this means we could get some kind of love triangle dynamic in the sequel game, which would put MJ and Peter Parker's relationship under pressure once again. The second option is also she could show up as a love interest for Miles Morales, since he hasn't actually had a love interest in the games as of right now. And as we know in the comic books, Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy have been lovers before, especially with with Spider-Gwen, so I think that could also work as well. But the third and probably the most interesting option, in my opinion, I think she could show up as Spider-Gwen. As we know, Miles Morales has been introduced in this universe, and Miles and Peter both coexist as Spider-Man. So what's to say they can't have a third Spider-Person roaming around New York? Now, many fans are against this idea, as people don't really like two Spider-People coexisting at the same time. Most people like either Peter or either just Miles. However, having three could be really cool with gameplay mechanics going forward in the future. Imagine being able to switch between three Spider-People and swinging around New York. That would be absolutely awesome. But like I did say, Gwen Stacy has not been mentioned at all in the games. Nowhere. There's not even any reference. We've only had that one reply on Twitter, which could state she could show up further down the line. Now, most Spider-Man characters have had references here and there. For example, like we mentioned, Eddie Brock has been referenced in the Insomniac Spider-Man universe, and many other characters from the Spider-Man comics have been referenced at least in the games, but one character that hasn't is Gwen Stacy, which is why I find it so mysterious and eerie at the same time. However, with that being said, that is it for my three mystery characters that could show up in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. I want to hear all of your thoughts. Do you guys have any characters that could show up in the game that you think would be a mystery or a surprise appearance? Let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, if you are new around here and enjoy all types of Spider-Man content, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, and also make sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you do not miss any more content as soon as it gets put up on the channel. We post all types of Spider-Man news from the games and the movies and the shows, and we also post theories like these. We also do fan fictions as well, where we pre-write and rewrite stuff from all types of Spider-Man content. So if you are interested in any of that, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit the bell so you can stay in the loop. With that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care and peace.